Welcome into Comic Book Women. We are very, very excited. And I feel like I say that every single show, but it is the truth. We are excited about tonight's topic. We are going to be diving into the character of Mario, which I believe everybody that's watching, everybody that's here, kind of grew up with Mario. It's been a part of our culture, our social upbringing. But before we do that, thank you to Cover Price. They are our sponsors. So any of the data that you see that Jen's pulled up is all from their site. Make sure you use the code in the description if you want to get 1 month of their unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And a special shout out to Bird City Comics, sponsored retailers. They had a drop tonight, but it's sold out. But don't worry, there is another drop coming up this Friday, which we are equally excited about. And without giving away too much, Trish Forstner just turned in the final art of a cover we are doing, and it might be my all-time favorite cover of hers. I can't say more than that, so stay tuned to our Instagram.
Can you say what title?
No. I can't give you anything. I'll show you after the show, though.
I was gonna say, can you say like what does it sound like?
I can give you guys hints after the show, but wait. Oh, because Namesh. Sorry.
Sorry.
There's our sound for our super chat. Good evening, Namesh. Welcome in. Oh wait, Haley's back. There we go. Oh, there we. I think I can hear you.
Can you hear
Haley,
me?
say something. Yes. Okay, you're good.
Okay.
We're all good. All right, let's see who we got. We got JT Comic. Welcome on in. Team Nerd Herd, our other show that goes live here, our brother show on the channel. Ronnie, welcome in. H&H, good to see you. Tim Stacy, hello. Namesh, we already said hello to you, but welcome. And we got Josh is watching.
Aww.
Yay. Solo Wookie, welcome in. It is not pink, I will tell you that. And Heroes Reborn, welcome. It's not a Spider-Boy 7. Ugh, no. Anyway, yeah. Okay, let's kick off the show. Let's do this. We got a great panel. We don't have Lucy tonight. She's not feeling well, so send all of your healing vibes to her. But let's go ahead and start. You guys always get out of order. Jen, we'll start with you. What was your exposure to Super Mario Brothers, Nintendo? Like, do you have any history with this character?
Yeah. Actually, getting the NES is how I found out that, spoilers for kids, and maybe cover your kids' ears, I found out that Santa wasn't real.
Really?
Because I really wanted a Nintendo.
Oh, no.
And I opened it up, and there was a big old Toys R Us sticker on it. I was like, and they're like, what? I'm like, Santa doesn't need Toys R Us. The elves make his toys. Santa's not real.
You connected the dots that quickly. I would have lied. I've been like, listen, he subcontracts out to Toys R Us. So they're like elves.
My parents ended up telling me that if you don't believe in Santa, you don't get gifts. Oh, okay. Gotcha. But played the original game many, many hours in my basement trying to beat it.
All right. What character would you be if you're playing Mario Kart?
I'm always Donkey Kong.
Really? Okay. Good pick. That's a good pick. Sarah, what about you?
So my first exposure was because I am the elder of the group. Was actually Donkey Kong. Going into the arcade, and when I was like 7 years old, maybe 6 years old, and seeing the Donkey Kong, playing that, putting your quarters in, and then eventually getting the Nintendos. So I go all the way back to the OG where he all started. So.
And would you be Donkey Kong too if you're playing Mario Kart?
I don't see. I more go towards the princesses.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I always gear towards like the women characters in a game, but yeah, I always do like one of the princesses. And there's like a multiple, like 2 or 3 of them. So
yeah,
I think so, right? There's I know there's 2 at least.
Okay. I was thinking you were going to say Bowser, but we'll go with it. We'll leave it alone.
Why? Wait, why?
I don't know. Bowser can be so cool looking to me. Like he just kind of tears through everybody. I'll get to why exactly in a second here. But Cynthia, you're up next. I have a reason.
Well, I was introduced to Mario at a very young age. I actually still have my NES and it's operational, so I do break it out every so often. Yeah, like I fell in love with Mario games. It's actually where I got my love for like open world games. So I've always been a Mario fan. Like every time I go looking for a new game, I'm always like, why isn't there something like Mario? So
Go back.
I've always enjoyed their games. And for Mario Kart, I'm always Yoshi. I don't know why, but I gotta love the little guy, you know?
That's a good one. That's solid. I
Where
like
you
it.
at? I could see that.
Well, I'm gonna let. I don't want to steal Haley's because I bet her and I are probably the same. Haley, what would yours be?
Oh, sorry.
Princess Peach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always Princess Peach. We would fight over Princess Peach, and if we didn't get Princess Peach, my mom would be like, "You have to be Bowser," and then Bowser always ended up winning. So,
Because okay, when you're Bowser or Donkey Kong or any of the heavier hitters, you can use your car as like a bumper car and push people out of the way.
so they do work better because anytime I was Bowser, I would win. I always thought it was like the energy of the universe giving me like vengeance against Peach because I didn't get Peach. No. Anyway, Haley, what was your first exposure?
Yeah, I had a Game Color, a GameCube. Basically, like Nintendo was like the only kind of system that I would just like invest in every time they came out with something new. So I had the Game Boy and then the Game Boy Color, had all of the DSs, like every iteration of it. And I currently have the Switch. And in all of those, I had Mario games like Mario Party, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros, Super Mario. I really, really love Super Mario Brothers. So, yeah, I'm excited about this show.
Yes, Jen.
Can you play, because we're all over the country, could we play a Mario Kart?
I mean, we could, but I would feel really bad for Cynthia, Sarah, Haley, you when I fucking slaughter you.
Okay.
I will slaughter you.
No.
It won't be like Laura barely win. It'll be like, we need to get her off the show because she slaughtered
Sounds
us
like
so
a
bad.
challenge.
Right?
Challenge accepted, Cynthia?
Right?
Always. Let me go grab my
I
controller.
say
Hold on.
hell yes. Let's do it. Let's make it more interesting. We'll play
Oh, wait.
for comics.
I have it.
That's a cute shirt. Look at that. We each have to put a comic into the pool, and it has to be a good one. So, like Sarah, I could put like a Jenny Frizen comic that you want into the pool.
Yeah.
And whoever wins, we win comics.
Ooh,
Play for comics?
I like that.
Oh yeah, we play for comics. We're gonna play for fun. We gotta play for keeps. There has to be something on the table.
That's right.
Thank you. Okay.
That's cool. I like that. I'll do it.
Good. Are you playing right now, Jen?
Sorry.
All right, let's kick it off. So, guys, if you're new to us, every week we like to do kind of what we call a character slide. It's just some stats on whatever it is that we are covering. In tonight's case, obviously, we are doing Mario, aka It's a Me, a Mario. Ooh, that was a good accent, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, nailed it.
Good. You should have been in the movie.
I should have been in the movie.
Right?
It's a me, a Mario. Sarah, you're covering skills.
All right. So his skills are strength, speed, agility, durability, and reflexes, specialized jumps, attacks, rolling to maneuver in tight areas over enemies, and various equipment use, which is really true. Like he's like a handy, like, he's got hammers and all sorts of cool things.
He's a jack of all trades.
He is.
That he is. Cynthia, you want to handle the history highlights?
Sure. He was created in 1981. First game appearance was 1983. Released on Nintendo. Created by, oh my goodness, you're gonna make me try to murder these names.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
We'll go with that.
Was that good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Lords of the Long Box trains me for these exact moments. Shout out to Tivo who's in the chat. Go ahead.
Well, it's difficult because I can't see that well on this screen, so trying to read words.
Yo hoi.
All right. and then appeared in over 200 games. So yes.
Damn, that's quite a history. I mean, Mario's he's
Japanese
flexing
names
a
are
little
hard.
bit. Yeah.
Well,
Reading stuff is hard.
Britt came across
Reading
Britt
literature.
came across something that I thought was interesting that I don't know, Sarah, if you know, but in Donkey Kong, he's known as Jumpman.
Yes.
That I didn't know. Ooh.
Yeah, he didn't become Mario until later.
Which that
Mike,
makes
I think you're being
sense.
critical.
You know, he's a
Being-
jump. You know, like that's all he does is he jumps in that game. That's all he does.
No, he spins with the cape.
No,
Don-
in
no,
Donkey
in Donkey
Kong.
Kong.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mario.
Yeah, no.
He Oh, no, you're right.
Timing
Okay.
timing the barrels was not easy.
Have you seen Pixels, Jen?
No.
You need to watch Pixels with Adam Sandler. It's good.
Did anyone
Good
see the Mario
movie.
movie yet or no?
I have.
I've seen like 20 minutes of it.
Okay, Haley, what'd you think?
I took the kids.
I really liked it. I thought it was exactly like what it was kind of meant to be. And it had so many like, you know, gameplay moments where you're just like, you know, references to all of the various Mario games. I loved it. So I thought it was so cute. It's like, I don't know. I would go see it again. I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
It made me play all of my video games.
And then Cynthia, you said you saw 20 minutes?
Yeah, I only got to
Cynthia,
see
you
20
muted
minutes
me.
of it. I haven't. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
But yeah,
you're good.
I've only
Go ahead.
seen like the first 20 minutes of it. What I saw of it, I liked. Like right there in the very first 20 minutes, you actually get like some of that side-scrolling action, which is really cool. So
Were you theater hopping and they were about to catch you, so you left?
no, we were trying to be those people that try to find it and watch it for free online.
I like your honesty. Good.
It was going great until all of a sudden it wasn't. So.
The FBI showed up at your door.
You saw it?
Yeah, Aunt Ellie and Adam and I all went. It was good. I will say this. I don't get to go to the theaters often. Would I see it again? Probably not. But it's fun. And you have to remember that like the theater we were in was like 95% kids. So again, you have to kind of go in with like a different mindset. Like you're not going in there to criticize and try to find all the things wrong with it. You're going in just to enjoy like a fun movie.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember when
7 years.
Angry Birds came out, people were so pissed by that movie, but I thought it was actually really cute. Same idea. Like change your mindset. Go back to when you were in like, I don't know, I was in first, second grade when I was playing this, and watch it through that lens and you'll enjoy it more. Anyway.
Okay.
Let's kick it off. Jen, what do we have here?
So these are just some recent eBay sales of the 3 original games, and then this one that I've never seen before because I think I just didn't have that. The one to the very far left, I was like, what? What system was that for? Is that the one with the DVD or CD?
That came out.
Maybe.
I don't recognize that at all.
Either.
Is this a Fancom game, maybe?
Okay. And then
Maybe.
so some of these prices, we chose the ones that had a bunch of bids because there's a bunch that were just someone just purchased. But I like when there's a lot of bids because it seems more legit.
Yeah.
But the prices,
Man,
Yeah.
I wish if I would have known now.
I know where you're going with this.
I would have like, you know, kept it in plastic and yeah.
all your allowances.
boxes and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was talking
Yep.
with somebody the other day. They're like, you know, all of this stuff and this nostalgia from the 80s is super popular right now because we're all rich enough to afford it now, right? So people that are buying are people from when we were kids. And it's like, holy shit, I should have held on to more of my stuff. What was that creepy bear that talked?
Teddy Ruxpin?
Yes.
I have one of those.
Those things are so Anthony has one and he brings it out occasionally and those things creep me out, but they go for a lot of money. Like if you have like a near mint one, so to speak, like anything from that time period, I think that it's just it's hitting really hard nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. The nostalgia vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nostalgia, like, because I think we are getting older, like you said, Laura, and now we're having money, And now we're like, we want our childhood back. So we're like buying all this like nostalgia stuff. Like I have I have my original Star Wars figures in my bathroom.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
Oh man, if Beanie Babies make a comeback, I'm gonna be like, I don't even know what I'm gonna say, Nimesh. If you have Beanie Babies,
You and Josh both will, because apparently he's got a lot.
Josh has Beanie Babies. Okay.
He does.
Oh, and for real quick, sorry, for the people who are visually impaired, the slide we're showing the Mario, the original game, is going for around $3,000. Number 2 is going for 3,500, and then Super Mario Brothers number 3 is like around $2,000. So, and these are not graded, because there are graded games that have been selling, but
Insane. Very cool. Josh says, if Beanie Babies make a comeback, I'm rich as I want proof, Cynthia. You gotta go take a picture. Here's what I would do. If I were you, I would just like slowly sneak one Beanie Baby out at a time and put them in my
around the house.
collection. He'll never know. Like one.
I just
Beanie Baby at a
send you one a week. Like, choo.
We'll split the profit, Cynthia. He'll never have to know.
Mm.
All right. Moving on before we get too off track. What do we have here, Jen?
So this is a Blip Magazine from 1983. So whenever we show interior pages, I don't think I've ever told you guys my restores, but I use Internet Archive. So if you go to Internet Archive and you type in Blip number 1, it lets you see the whole entire magazine that came out in 83. So from that, I found out it's actually a 6-page comic book or comic within Blip. I've never seen Blip ever digging. I look forward to one day maybe having at least one.
This looks like Adam Sandler in Pixels. You really need to watch the movie.
Do you know who this is? Do you know who this is?
That's TV star Matthew Labrato.
Close. Huh? Laberto. If you are any Little House on the Prairie heads, this is Albert on Little House on the Prairie.
No shit.
But
I was named after Laura Ingalls, Sarah.
Ah,
you were?
I didn't know.
Yes.
I never knew that.
That's where my mom got the name. We were huge. Yeah, we used to wear like matching hand sewn dresses to church. It was awful.
Did you have bonnets too?
We didn't have bonnets, but like I'm talking like my mom would hand sew like little outfits, and I have 4 sisters, so there'd be 5 of us like in a row wearing the
awesome.
Yeah.
So right now he also is a besides being Albert from Little House on the Prairie, he's also a voice actor for he was on Star Wars Old Republic and also on Yu-Gi-Oh Duel. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh Duel, that's what it is. Yeah. So yeah,
really quickly here, Sarah. Anthony wants to say hi. Say hi.
Hello.
He's my drink refiller. He keeps bringing me drinks,
and I don't get any damn tips either, which is hilarious.
You got a tip.
Shit, you got a tip. I meant money. Cochina.
Lucy's not here. Lucy's sick. Anyways. Moving on.
You're red.
I am red, but they can't tell. They can't tell. Cynthia, you're up.
All right. Yeah, this is neat. Sorry.
It's just pure 80s, isn't it?
It's very 80s, like the colors, you've got the arcade. It's totally 80s, but it's cool, because it fits 80s rock. It's best decade ever.
Haley.
Yeah, honestly, I think if I could find this, I wouldn't get it for me, but I'd actually get it for my dad because he has like a whole like arcade system in his like man cave, and he's into like kind of like older magazines, and into like Super Mario Brothers and video games. Like he's the one who got me into it, so I think it'd be really cool to like have this, but like it would be for him.
So would you drop $100 on a very fine or $568 on a 9.6?
I would do $100.
Okay, she's being honest. I would probably do the same. So there you go.
Right. Same.
They call me Bruce. My middle name is Wayne and named after the 50s Cape Crusader.
That's cool.
Nice.
Very cool. I would not be Nellie. If anybody has watched Little House on the Prairie, that's like the ultimate insult. Nellie was horrible.
She was a brat. Everybody like hated Nellie. She got away with and wasn't
Yeah.
Albert? Was Albert her? No, he's an Ingalls. Never mind. But he had a brother, or she had a brother that looked just like him.
She did, a younger brother, right?
Right. Yeah.
Oh man, this is bringing back all these memories.
Right. Oh,
Nobody has to know I was named after this, though. We can just forget I said that. Laura Dern. I was named after Laura Dern from Jurassic Park.
There you go.
All right, Cynthia, this is your pick, and this is super cool. So tell everybody what this is.
All right. So since we're honoring the Mario movie, figure why not take it all the way back to Mario's very first movie? This came out in Japan in 1986, July 20th of 1986 to be exact. And the title is Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach. And what this is it was a promotional pamphlet that you got when you went to see the movie. It was a first animated series, actually one of two of the very first video adaptation movies ever showed on the big screen. So this is actually really freaking cool, and we actually have this.
What? Hold on. Do you mind being on the big screen? I won't put you on if. Okay, too bad.
So yeah. Oh no, you're fine. So yeah, these are pretty cool to find if you can find one. They are a little hard to come across. So, and it's got all these really cool stats in there. It's got information about each character, their full name, age, all the information about them. And the really neat thing is this animation was only released in Japan. It was not released anywhere else. It only came out in the theater, and then they eventually did release it on VHS, but it never left Japan. Those who are curious, though, can find this on YouTube, the full 1 hour episode. And somebody was generous enough to go through and add English subtitles to it. So you can actually watch this. I've watched a little bit of it. I didn't go too deep into it because I was actually watching the Japanese version. But another cool thing about this animation is if anybody remembers playing Mario 64 and you had to go up against Bowser, you would grab him and swing him around by the tail.
Yes.
That made its
yes.
first appearance in this animation. So that's where that move actually came from. And the VHS has actually become like super hard to find and highly collectible. One in a recent Japanese auction went for 54,000 yen, which is equivalent to $500 in the US. So yeah, if you can find one, pick one up, but good luck because they were only released in Japan. So you typically would have to find it over from an auction over there, or find somebody lucky enough to have scored one and is just getting rid of it, which I highly doubt is possible.
Well, I don't know because you have one and I want it.
Oh yes, yes.
So odds are in my favor. Yeah.
Odds are in your favor, and there are a couple of these on eBay, so you can snatch one up. It's pretty neat. I've seen a couple listed here and there, but very far and few in between. So
I can tell Jen has this queued up really quickly. Jen. Yay! Thank you. They call me Bruce. We appreciate it so much. I could tell Jen was like, "Oh, super chat. Gotta find this." I can see her eyes like looking on her phone. This is very, very neat. I think that the foreign market is a whole nother beast that we all need to appreciate and slowly learn, which is why you've been such a great addition to this show. Yeah, if anybody out there can find one, let us know. Anything to add, Cynthia?
That about covers it.
Good
This
pick.
it's just really neat. I would attempt to open it, but I probably shouldn't.
No, don't open it. Not without like gloves
I-
and like a clean room.
Yeah, I'll get in trouble.
Josh is watching. Remember, Josh is watching. All right, next up. Oh, this is
I
my
know
pick.
he's always watching.
He's always watching you, Cynthia, in a non-creepy way. I chose Nintendo Power. So this is one that we actually did an homage to recently for Ice Cream Man. But aside from that, like I don't want to just be like, oh, Bird City did this. These were actually really cool magazines. If you guys can remember that far back, they taught you all the tricks. If you were stuck on a level, if you couldn't get through a certain point, you're like, oh my God, before there was Google, you had to use these Nintendo Power magazines. And I remember one of these taught me. Do you guys remember when you go through like a pipe and you would end up in like a room with just the bricks going across row after row? And if you had a feather and you flicked your cape at the very edge of the question mark box, it would automatically give you a free life, free life, free life. But you had to flick your feather in the or your cape in the perfect way. And I learned that from a Nintendo Power magazine.
That's cool.
It really was. Because if you were dying, you would go back to that level. It's like if you only had like 4 lives left, you go back to that level, rack up your free lives, then go back to the level that you keep dying on. Right?
Yeah.
So Nintendo Power, this is insanely expensive. If anybody out there has one, I am so jealous. We're talking like $1,500 for a 7.5. Magazines, not only are they're difficult to store, not a lot of people like knew what they had, and so they would get tossed in the trash. They would get tossed in with the books. So, and if it has the free poster in it, that makes it more valuable. A little tidbit.
What's the free poster of? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Anybody in the chat have the free poster? The only one I've seen on eBay did not have the poster in it, so I don't know what the poster is. If anybody does,
Tag us. Tag us on Instagram.
I wonder. So again, Internet Archive is where I got
Yeah.
the images for the interiors. I didn't flick all the way through. I wonder if the poster is in there.
I'm gonna check it out because I want to know now. Now I'm just curious.
I'm curious too. Like, is it Mario? Is it Zelda? Is it Baseball Roundup or over 40, 50 pro tips?
I used to own
Pro tips.
when I was a kid. I threw them all out.
Wait, hold on. You broke up. You owned what?
I owned a bunch of like Nintendo Powers when I was a kid, and I threw them.
Right.
Yeah, makes my heart hurt. It's one of those things that's like, oh, if I would have just held on to it. But there you go. So, and again, I did pick this more because I liked that it reminded me that before Google, before my son was playing this game called Skylanders the other day, and he couldn't get past a level. He's like, I'm going to Google it. I'm like, give me your phone now. I'm like, you are not going to Google it. You're going to give it blood, sweat, and tears like the rest of us did. Wait. Do you really? Oh, the cover's gone. Do you know what the magazine was or the poster was? H&H? What the poster was inside of it? Let us know.
Exciting.
Yeah, the free poster inside has to be like a big deal. We got to find out. All right, let's keep going. Next up, Jen.
So this is the Nintendo Comics System sneak peek preview from 1990. The 2 images on the right are because of this. Key Collector has 849 listed, which is that blue one that you see in the bottom right. But from my research, it's 847, which is the green one. But I've never seen any of these comic buyer's guide in the wild ever. So I kind of want to start keeping my eye open for them. There's a couple of them that actually like are noteworthy when you start to like a deep dive into comic buyer's guide. It was fun. But just if you're out there and you're at a shop or antique store, bookstore, and they have a bunch of these comic buyer's guides, it's worth flicking through. If you come across the green, this was inside. So I would say it's worth opening it up and seeing if it's still there. Because I feel like these prices are.
Who would know this too? Like, who would just know that this is inside of one of these things? Like, no comment. Sarah?
Surprises, right? Like all these different. Again, I wish I could go back to my younger self and be like, you need to find this and find the Nintendo Power with the poster. Yeah. 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 I'm just sad.
It's a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia, anything to add?
Yeah, these are cool. And yeah, finding little surprises and stuff. With foreign collecting, that happens all the time. You might have to buy some rando item to get what's inside. Like off the top of my head, the one that always comes to mind is the Japanese Playboy. It's got Spider-Man's first appearance in it. So
Thanks, Cynthia. Dang, okay. Sure, it has Spider-Man. That's what you were buying it for, right? Spider-Man's first appearance. You were reading the articles.
Right?
Get it for the articles.
Okay. Haley, question. Would you pay $566 for a very fine?
I don't think so.
No? It's what about $1,200 for a 9.4?
As cool as this, I don't think like this would be the thing that I'm like spending that money on, especially out of all of like the kind of Mario comic paraphernalia. I actually really think that Cynthia's pick was really cool, and if I had money to spend, I would get that.
I agree with you.
And that was also
you and I are on the same page on that. I agree.
But if you're out in the wild and you see a Comics Buyer's Guide from February 9th, 1990, number 847 for $5 or less, and you open it up and it's in there,
Score.
you wouldn't just leave it. You would go.
You'd cry. You'd laugh. You'd go through all the emotions.
I don't even know. Like, I already forgot the issue number. I already forgot everything you said. I have to come back. I'd get my phone out and have to watch this episode to remember what one it was, and then go from there.
847, February 9th, 1990. Green. Just
Okay,
put it
Sheldon.
in your, no?
Put it in my brain, Sheldon. Got it. This was kind of like, this isn't any of our particular picks, but Jen included them for a reason.
So these are, I feel like, the typical keys that pop up when you look for Super Mario Brothers and Mario in general. And these came out around the same time, but Super Mario Brothers, that one on the left-hand side, the same cover was reprinted, Adventures Super Mario Kart. So just be careful. But they're kind of both going for not $5. So if you come across it, yay for you. But Valiant apparently was one of the first US publishers to pick up Mario.
Nice. Clever. These covers look so familiar, but all I see is a genie in them now. My eyes have been ruined. Trish, if you're out there, you've ruined Mario. And I mean ruined in a good way. All I see is your beautiful artwork. It's been transformed for me.
But why? I was curious about this, and I don't think I've ever voiced it ever.
What?
I love Mario. I love when he can fly. But why is it that this makes him fly? Why not? Like, it's a raccoon, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Raccoons don't fly.
I know. So why can he fly?
I mean, we got to ask Trish.
Helicopter.
Trish, if you are still watching, why can the raccoon Mario fly? She'll know. Oh, she's still here. Perfect. Maybe there's a certain kind of raccoon that like tree hops. Is that close enough?
Like a flying squirrel?
Like Japan?
Yeah. Like a tree monkey.
Sorry, real quick. These are both from April 1990. If that helps.
I mean, there's a lot of things in this game that don't make sense, though.
That's what makes it fun, though. Such a fantasy little world, even though they're plumbers, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if we start questioning, we have to question everything. We don't want to go down that pipe.
That's a rabbit hole.
So the left-hand side, we're talking 125 for a fine, a 9.4, 323. On the right, we're talking 136 for a near mint, or a 9.6 for $165. No 9.8s that we can see here, which is interesting. But if I had to choose between the two, I'd go with the left because, like I said, I'm biased. Trish is just taking over my world here when it comes to Mario, so I would go with the left. Sarah, you're up.
Yeah. So this was my pick. I just thought it was very interesting. Also, I never owned a Game Boy, so I was like, oh, I'll just pick this one. This is Game Boy number 1. This too is by Valiant. This was in February of 90. There was only 4 issues. Plot's really interesting. Basically, the Game Boy world comes into the real world, runs amok. And then these teen boys are like, Mario, like, come save us. And that's what they do. So, interesting plot. So that's why I chose that, because I'm like, well, that's interesting. So the last recorded sales on this was back in March. Nice. $70. Most common, most common raw. And I've never seen any of these too, like out in the wild. I've never like just come across. I mean, I've seen a lot of like 90s comics, but I've never seen these in particular. So it's very interesting. So the most common raw was a near mint for $34, and most common slabbed was a 9.6 at $157, and there is an asterisk by it. So,
meaning what?
Meaning the sales have been a long time ago. So
more than 6 months.
More than 6 months. See, I got it.
You got it. You never owned a Game Boy though, you poor deprived child.
No. So like we went through like the NES, and then everyone was like Sega. So we became a Sega household. But yeah, I never owned a Game Boy.
Say it right.
Sega.
Right. You have to go Sega.
Right. Give myself a seizure. Sega.
That's better. That's better. Jen, what were you gonna say?
Actually, so with Game Boy, I really wanted Game Boy, but my dad said that Santa would not bring it. So, and I should get a job, and I did.
Santa says get a job.
I did. I became a paper girl and started delivering papers to raise money, because Kmart at that point had layaway. So every month I take my little paycheck and I would go and put down my money towards my Game Boy.
Nice.
Wow.
That's kind of beautiful.
Do you want to hear the bad part of that story?
Oh, no. Of course.
Oh, no.
Why not?
Santa telling you to get a job wasn't the bad part?
He said to get a second job.
No. Years later,
work nights.
When we moved on to the GameCube, I would play Game Boy every so often, but I was more the GameCube. It was like, wow, all these, things. And all of a sudden I couldn't find my Game Boy. Like, where is it? And then Christmas comes around and my little brother opens up a package and it's my Game Boy. My dad, that's my Game Boy. My dad's like, no. I'm like, Sean, turn it over. Because remember when you were a kid, you put your name on it?
All right, where is this story going?
So my name was on the back. And I was like,
your dad was like finders keepers?
He's like, that's what happens to the Island of Misfit Toys. And I'm like, I played it every now and then. I couldn't find it. Anyway.
Oh, no.
Man, oh, man.
Whole story. So I can just go take Ellie's iPhone and wrap it up and give it to Adam.
There you go. Good. Island of Misfit Toys, I guess.
Right. Okay. Hey, Sarah. Next year for Christmas, you're getting a cabbage t-shirt from...
Nice.
It might say Jen on the tag, but ignore that.
Nice. It better be washed. That's all I'm saying.
Holy hell. Okay, that was rough, man. Okay, moving on. Haley, you're up.
So I picked this one because it had Princess Peach on the cover, and she's just genuinely like one of my favorite characters. I feel like we just didn't have enough of her. Like I needed like a Princess Peach like solo game, like multiple of those. But I also just like love the kind of like Jaws like feeling. It's been warm out in Chicago, so I picked this too because I was like, I want to be in a swimsuit and enjoy the sun. But I love like all of the Super Mario comics. I've seen a lot of these, and I've seen this out in the wild before, but I've never like swiped them. But you know who has is Candace. So when we've been hunting, she's been picking up the Super Mario Brother comics.
What? Dang, Candace.
Nice.
Good job, Candace.
Right?
Wow.
Do you know for how much?
Huh?
Do you know for how
Gentle
much?
detail.
Well, she had, it's like honestly for pretty like reasonable / cheap prices, and I think she had picked most of them up not at like comic conventions, but we'll go to toy shows together, and she goes to some with her parents, and so I know that she had picked up like a couple actually at a toy show. So yeah.
That's
Wow.
really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm jealous.
Right.
I gotta go digging
No,
with
you-
Candace someday. Like, Candace, what are you buying? She'll be like, Laura, that's Mario. Share it a little bit.
I have another little fun fact. So what's really cool too is a lot of these comics have they actually have the first appearance of I guess he's a consistent character is Princess Toadstool's father, the Mushroom King. So I guess he's in these comics. Also, I don't know if it's in all of the comics, but they do have an advice column that is run by Princess Peach, and she answers questions and gives advice to the characters in the Super Mario Brothers universe. So I thought that was cool too.
Did you guys watch the cartoon at all?
I did a little bit, yeah.
If you guys want to have a big nostalgic boost, Tubi has a bunch of them, like from season 1 for free.
Gosh.
Do you remember the live action one where it was
I
like
do.
Mario? Do you?
Yeah.
I watched that a lot too.
I've never watched that
do?
movie.
It's not a movie,
That-
it's a show.
Was it Double Dragon that they did one too? And
Yes.
then that was just the end of the video
Yes.
game movies after that.
Yeah.
Which-
Wait, can
the
I
show
say
was
one thing really quick?
Yeah.
So there's David Johannes, that's my brother-in-law. Hi, David. But Esminda is my mother-in-law. So hi, Esminda.
Thank you so much for like not birthing Sarah, but allowing your son to marry Sarah because she's like the best thing ever. So you really scored in the daughter-in-law pool,
right?
Esminda. And David, you got the best sister-in-law ever. So
He knows it too.
So modest. She's like, yeah, true. Everything Laura just said is true.
Mhm.
All right. This is for Lucy, but she's not here because she was feeling a little under the weather. But Jen's going to illuminate why we chose this, or why she did, I should say.
So Lucy really likes Nintendo Power number 38 from July of 1992 because you see, so Brit, it's a couple pages, but the first 2 pages, it's top right is the first page, bottom right is the second page. And I guess Luigi and Peach switch clothes. And Laura, what else?
I think she just thought that was funny. She just enjoyed it. She's like, this is a good one. If you just want to enjoy the interior story to it, she thought it was worth looking into. What, Jen?
I was trying to find her text.
I think that was the gist of it.
So her words, I chose this because in this issue, there's a short story about Princess Peach dressed like Luigi and Luigi dressed like Princess Peach to rescue Mario from Bowser. I do like that they did that.
That's cute.
Did you know that?
Funny. It's cute. It's a
Did you
cute.
know that Luigi technically is the stronger brother?
Why?
Why do you say that?
Yeah.
Sarah and I are both like,
Because in
why?
almost all of the
Support your
stuff when we were
statement.
researching, he is a stronger jumper. Like his what he can do is just higher. But Mario is still like the favorite and gets all this like notoriety.
I actually did not know that at all. I always pictured him being like the weaker of the two.
He's supposed to be the stronger character.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Here's Lucy.
What does everyone else think about that stuff? Oh, there's Lucy.
She thought it was funny. Peach had to save Mario. So I think she likes when you have like that, the female coming in to save the male heroine. It's kind of a nice twist on things. And I can picture her just like reading this and chuckling to herself. And guys, do me a favor. I don't know if you guys pray. If you pray for Lucy and her family, because they're just, they're going through a bunch of COVID right now, which is just icky. And if you don't pray, then just send good vibes. Send good vibes to Lucy. Miss you. Princess be the hero. Yeah, exactly. So having the princess be the hero.
This should be the next movie. I heard that they leave it on a cliffhanger.
That would be a cool next movie. Seeing that
these two team up to go save Mario.
That would be cool. Did you see that there's going to be like a whole universe now, like a whole Illuminations Nintendo movie universe.
Oh, we get Metroid
already open?
We're getting Zelda. That one I know.
Oh,
At Universal?
Isn't Illuminations Universal, right?
I think it is, yeah.
Yes. Then yes. There was like a Zelda. I want to say Star Fox. There was a couple of other ones too.
Metroid, please, Metroid.
But they've tried so many times.
Jen, watch Pixels. For the love of God, watch Pixels.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. Can you please watch Pixels? Cynthia, have you seen Pixels?
Yes. It's fun.
Haley?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Movie you want me to watch for the longest time, and I finally watched it. With all those different
Ready
things
Player One?
It was like a movie, but like it was basically all about
Ready Player One.
There's the car for Back to the Future. Oh, there's
That's Ready Player One?
Ready Player One. Are you kidding me right now? I've said it like 4 times.
I watched it one time because you made me. It was good.
It's good.
It was heavily banking on nostalgia. Anyway, but I watched it. So Haley and I will now watch. What's it called?
Pixels.
Pixels. All right, Sarah, maybe you should say it so she'll hear it.
Pixels.
There you go. Okay. Pixels. It's so good. It's really funny. If you guys have ever watched King of Queens, I don't remember the guy's name, but the king.
Kevin James.
Yeah.
Kevin James, Peter Dinklage, Adam Sandler. There's the other guy, and I can't remember his name, but it's good.
The girl's name too. It's funny. Like you watch that movie, you're like, oh my gosh, I remember this. Oh my gosh, I remember this. And yeah, it's good stuff. All right, that was it for us for tonight. So if you guys haven't already, please sub the channel because on Mondays we have Cover Lovers that go live at 9:30 Eastern Standard. Tuesdays, Comic Book Women, 9:35 roughly, depending on the Lords. Wednesday, we have the Mondo Mail Call at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. Thursday, you got Ben, Yee, Joe, Carter. Who else is on that show?
Sometimes
Blue
Laura.
Green. Josh. Huh? Did I say Josh?
Sometimes Laura.
Sometimes Laura, depending if I feel like stream bombing them. That's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. And then Friday, we have Nearing Nirvana. I'm not sure what we have coming up this Friday, but next Friday, we will have Good Boy author Garrett Gunn on with us to talk about his X-rated Kickstarter. If you haven't supported him, there's a link in the description. Go over and give him some love. Garrett's probably one of the coolest people we've ever met. Jen, what was the book that you bought of his that started this whole thing with Garrett?
Warcorns.
Huh?
Warcorns.
Wasn't there one before that, like Crazy Drunk Hobo or something?
No. So that wasn't. I just bought Murder Hobo, and then
Murder Hobo,
and then First Aid. Alley Cat Comics. When I went there, she was like, "Oh, if you like Murder Hobo, you'll love this book," and it was Warcorns, and I did.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so Garrett will be here with us on the 21st. Then Saturday is the morning toy box. So again, if you're into toys, if you like just kind of hanging out and chilling on your Saturday mornings, that's a good place to be. Last but not least, cover price. Use code Nirvana14 for 30 days unlimited membership. And Bird City Comics, we have a launch coming out this Friday by Anna Marcano. If you are not aware of who she is an up-and-coming star. She did our World Tree cover. She's amazing. Warcorns, exactly. Trish did our Eyegasm cover for that one. Anything to add, girls?
Can I play my little thing?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yep.